welcome to the Driver's Room. This is the Festival of Speed and it's Season 3, Round 2 of Tier 2. And today we are coming from Croix and it's the B layout. Before we head on down to the grid and see how qualifying went, we'll just take a quick look at the team stand-ins after Round 1. So, continuing their dominance from Season 1 and Season 2, Neon Knights are at the top of the table on 58 points. Non Plus Ultra had a great start to Season 3. A good result last round by a couple of drivers, notably Grim taking second place in round 1. They're back on 34 points. Team Firestorm, they are not too far behind, continuing their sort of resurgence in the end of Season 2. And we're looking to push on. They're on 29 points in third place. Team Sega not too far behind in fourth on 22. We got JB Lads in 5th on 19. Team Pegasus having a tough start the season on 16 points, and a teammate down the bottom on 6 points. But I think they only had one driver for round 1. So let's head on down to the grid and we'll see how qualifying went and where everybody stacks up. On pole, we have King Kim on Racing Supersofts. Kim has come back down to Tier 2 from Tier 1 for Season 3, and he took a third place in round 1. However, he's looking very dominant today at Sinqua. He's grabbed pole by quite a margin. Let's see if he can go from pole to win today. In second, we have Boss. He's on Racing Supersofts for Team Pegasus. An amazing quality from Boss puts him up into second today. He looks like he's really got that DBR9 dialed into Sinqua. He's run this track in the other series and gone very well at it. So let's see if he can channel that today and challenge Kim for the win. In third, we've got JC on Racing Softs. JC had a tough finish to round 1, ended up in 11th overall, but he's had a great quali for a great starting position today in third. Can he pull a good result out and wipe the memory of round 1 clean? In fourth, we have Terminal Goat on Racing Supersofts. Terminal's new to Driver's Room. He's impressed and is showing so far in the Sunday League and the Festival of Speed. For round 2, he has joined teammate. Actually, I think it was round 1 he might have joined teammate, but just didn't have the livery. So starting from 4th today, he's going to be looking to grab some great points for them. And 5th, we have Jason on Racing Supersofts. Carrying on his end of season form in DRFS, Jason has had another great qualifying. I'd be looking to grab some more good points for Team Firestorm after a solid result in round 1, finishing 4th, I think it was. So he'll be looking to keep that going, maybe get up behind Kim for a 1-2. In 6th, we've got Nightmare Racer on Racing Supersofts. Took round 1 victory in style and pole to win for Neon Knights. As you've seen by the table, they still got a very strong grip on this championship. But starting in 6th today, either the others in Tier 2 have upped their game, or maybe Nightmare just doesn't really like Sinqua on the DBR9. We'll see how this unfolds during the race. In 7th, we've got the voice of the Driver's Room, AGT Grimlock on Racing Supersofts. A great drive from Grim in round 1 saw him on the second podium step. Not quite hooking qualifying today though, by the looks of it. In the DBR9 starting down in 7th, he'll be looking to work his way up the grid and hopefully get a decent result like round 1. In 8th, we have Kudio on Racing Supersofts. Solid drive in round 1 for Kudio. He came home in 7th, but starting from 8th today, he'll be looking to push forward, get some more points in for JB Lads. He can be very quick, but like a couple on the grid, maybe just the consistency will let him down from time to time. In 9th, we've got Rocker for Team Sega on Racing Softs. Had a good result in round 1. He finished 6th, just behind his Sega teammate Jules. We'll see if they can work together today and crawl themselves up the field a bit more. In 10th, we have Jules for Team Sega on Racing Super Softs. Yeah, good drive from Jules in the last round. Seen him come home in 5th, just ahead of his teammate there. Starting Linus Stern again today, so bit of teamwork from Team Sega. Can see them move up the grid. In 11th, we have the first of our independents, Big Shadow on Racing Super Softs. Big Shadow's another driver who is new to the Driver's Room. This is his first race in Season 3 after not racing in Round 1. Maybe not got the setup just right on his DBR9. He's starting from 11th today, so he's going to have to really work hard to get some positions further up the grid. In 12th, we've got Jammy. Jammy is starting from 12th today. He's still trying to find the setup maybe on his DBR9. He's starting a bit back from his teammate in 2nd. He's gone for the split tire strategy today with racing softs on the front and racing super softs on the rear. Let's see if that will give him the edge on the pit stop phase. I have myself, Craig P, on racing softs. Had a DNF in round 1, hoping better for today, but starting in 13th, it's going to be an uphill battle from here. In 14th, we have Scary Guy on Racing Softs. Also had a DNF in round 1. He tends to have a little bit of bad connection, being from America, but hopefully he got that stabilized and can push for a result today. And last but not least, in 15th on Racing Softs, we have Monroe. Steady drive in round 1, finishing in 12th. He'll be looking to push forward today and see if he can replicate that result. So that's it for the grid walk. That's how they line up for the start of this race. We'll hop to the front and watch them as they get things underway. So we're at St. Croix for DFS round 2. Kim on pole. He really was dominant in qualifying. See if he can get a good start and hold on to the position. The lights set and they are away. A great start from Kim. You see Goat getting a great start up into 3rd. Jason has a good start as well. He's up into 4th. Boss is trying to hold on to his 2nd position, but he's got the 2 McLarens inside of him. Everyone is through turn 1 safely. JC's had a bit of a poor start, but Grimm's had a decent start. They're now running together. Everyone is through the tricky 2nd stroke 3rd corner cleanly. See Kim coming down through the S's. He's already built up a massive lead. Boss has got back up into 2nd with Terminal behind him. Grim up into 4th. A great start from Grim. He's really loving this Aston Martin. Jason close behind in 5th. JC following in 2nd. Nightmare just looking for a way past JC. They come off the bridge. And Nightmare's up the inside. We have Jason, I think, had an issue there coming into the bridge. He's dropped back now. There he is. Couldn't find him, but there he is. Shame for Jason, but he has the pace to get back up. So he's on the outside of Jules. See Big Shadow in the background trying to break the toe to Scary Guy. Jason just going to fall in behind Jules. Rocco with a great start, he's up to 5th. You have Kim checking out at the front. He's making a run for it, not looking back. Boss now in 2nd. Terminal in 3rd, but he's caught a train behind him of Grim in 4th. Nightmare now up to 5th. Then you got JC Rocker in 2nd. He had a bit of a moment out of the last corner there. JC in 7th. Julio in 8th. Jason up to 9th after his moment after the bridge. Jammy in 10th. Jules in 11th. Big Shadow 12th. Myself in 13th. Scary Guy in 14th and Monroe in 15th. Look at this train. This rocket gets a big moment down to the S's. Oh, and he drops it. That is a tricky part of this track, that section down to the S's. It can catch you out if you get it wrong. Nightmare now, he's chasing down Grim. Looks like he's having an issue. He's a bit slow out of the bridge. Nightmare's gonna have to run down the straight. Chasing up into 7th now. I can see myself getting up alongside Jammy. Got the inside line coming down to the heavy, just slot in front of the heavy braking area, and big moment coming out. I think I just give Jammy a heart attack there, just losing the back end right in front of him. Jules dropped down to 12th, he's had some big incidents somewhere as well. Rocket down to 14th, Team Sega not having a good opening of this round at all. Some guy definitely is Kim, who is now a mile away. He's 5.6 seconds in the lead already and climbing. As long as he keeps it clean and tidy, this looks like it could be Kim's round. He's been dominant so far through all the sessions. Boss doing his best to catch him and keep Terminal at bay. As you see, Grim and Nightmare still battling. Nightmare's gonna look. Oh, I thought Nightmare was gonna go side by side. It's not the easiest thing to do, go side by side down through those S's. You see Jason and JC getting a bit door bangy. But no harm done. Myself ahead of Coolio and Big Shadow as I just run completely wide coming out of the bridge, carrying too much speed, and puts the two of them ahead of me now. Those little mistakes are constantly costing me. I've just got a better run out of the corner there, just have to avoid. I think Coolio might have got a bit squirrely and forced Shadow to slow down. Three of us are attached to each other as I pull out around Big Shadow and I take the inside of Coolio, and there's just some contact there. I think Big Shadow unfortunately just missed his braking point. That's going to put me down now behind the two traders of Jammy and Jules. Really breaking away from Terminal there as Nightmare around the outside of Grim into turn 1. Gets the job done. Nightmare up in the 4th, Grim dropping to 5th. Jason isn't too far away. He's recovering well after that first lap incident. He's looking to get involved in this party. JC is trying to follow him through. The two non-plus ultra guys could really get together and spoil these two boys' days. See Coolio now in 8th, Big Shadow in 9th, Jammy in 10th, Jules in 11th, myself in 13th, as Rocker just went on the inside there, going down to the S's. Scary Guy in 14th, Monroe in 15th. Nightmare's broke away now from Grim, who might have had an issue. He's fallen back now to Jason and JC. So Nightmare has broke away and is hunted down terminal now. See Nightmare just, Grim just kissing the barriers with the side of his Aston Martin now. Jason has the run coming down to the right hander and sweeps through up into 5th. Great move by Jason. He's just gonna hold the line and the move is done going into the right hander. So Jason up to 5th, Grim down to 6th. See if these two non-plus ultra guys can work together now. Get that place back. Video, Big Shadow. Group of 3 down behind. The 2 Sega guys are now together. I've had another issue. Things not going well at all now for me. Luckily the 2 other Firestorm guys are having a great race. Kim, way out in front. Boss is now breaking away. He's in a lonely 2nd, so 1st and 2nd looking very comfortable after coming up to the first 10 minutes of this race. Terminal now coming under pressure from Nightmare. Oh, Nightmare nearly collects the back of him there under braking. Really catches Nightmare and he's now going to become under pressure from Jason with the 2 non-plus ultra guys coming as well. Cost Nightmare a place. He's down to 4th now as Jason through. Jason going really well so far to start this season. At the end of last season, season 2, just seemed to find some great form and he isn't slowing down anytime soon. Nightmare just staying behind after going into the bridge. It's quite tricky through there. He's going to try and drag him down the straight. He'll have to slipstream. Jason just kisses the barrier. That will take a slight bit of momentum out of Jason's car. So there's advantage Nightmare Racer at the moment. But his Aston doesn't seem to have the legs. They were exactly matching on miles per hour then. Although Jason has just run extremely wide and given Nightmare the place back. Also Grim has jumped ahead of him. JC will be on the hunt for Jason again. Rocker now ahead of Big Shadow. Jammy D in 11th being hassled by Jules. Team Sega guys not really liking Sinquar this week. Scary guy in 13th, Monroe 14th. Looks like I have quit out after my incidents. See Jason jumping into the pit. Just a tyre change. Back onto the supers. He's out in 7th. As Rocker's also jumped into the pits. Look through the field. Kim's tyres not too bad. That back left a little bit worse than the rest of them. Boss's tyres looking very good. So he could probably go a bit longer than Kim. Terminals, not too bad either. A little bit more wear on that left rear, but everything looks okay so far. Nightmare's got roughly the same wear as Terminal, maybe a bit more wear on his front left on his Aston. Grim with heavy wear on that front left. Front tyres of that Aston Martin of his already taking a battering. He might be looking to hit into the next lap or 2. JC as well with pretty much the same wear as Grim, just the same wear pattern, should I say, a little bit less than Grim. See their cars, very similar setup. Jason with his new tyres, so he has no wear. Cudio looking pretty good on his wear. His front left may be a little bit worse than the rest of them. Jammy's wear looking very good. Very uniform wear on Jammy's tyres. Rocker, he's just been in the pits. Big Shadow has been in the pits. He's put the recent mediums on. Interesting choice. The pit stop isn't that long here. So Probably would have been better served on one of the faster compounds, the softer ones. See how that pans out for him on the mediums. Monroe, he's got decent tyre wear, but probably next lap or two we'll be looking to pit. He's also ahead of Scary Guy, who has pitted. He's gone back to the racing softs. We see JC jumping in the pits now. Nightmare's back ahead of that group there after they've pitted. He's now breaking away towards Terminal. He's looking to reinvest that battle. Jason is back up to fifth. Grim has pitted. He's on Racing Supersofts. And JC is also pitted on Racing Supersofts. Cudio is going to lose time to these guys in front there, all on fresher tyres. Maybe should have followed them in, matched their stop strategy, because it's not going to gain much time. In fact, everybody behind him, immediately behind him, has better tyres as well, so Coolio's in a bit of a bad spot at the moment. Scary Guy running a bit wide there. We've actually lost Jules as well. He's probably had another connection issue. He's having real trouble with his internet. Disconnected a lot lately. Everybody seems to settle down now after their first pit stops. Not really many battles going on. Jammy is trying to catch up with Rocker, but Rocker's on the fresher rubber. You see Terminal heading in, and Nightmare Racer. See where they come out. Terminal's taking on a bit of fuel. So it's Nightmare. They come out. Terminal's just ahead of Jason, but Jason runs very deep. Maybe caught out by the guys coming out of the pit, just took his eye off the corner. He's dropped back down behind Nightmare Racer, so takes a look at the inside into left-hander. Very good move by Jason. The undercut has worked well for these guys, close them all right back up to Terminal. Staying out that long hasn't really helped Terminal or Nightmare. These guys will probably need to pit again. Great battling, great driving by these guys. No horrible moves, just everything nice and clean. Exactly what we want to see in the driver's room. And if you want to get involved in this type of racing, come on Discord, search for the driver's room. Or go to Twitter, and it's at Driversroom, and we'll get you in, and we'll get you signed up for our series. We're always looking new drivers, everybody welcome, as long as you're clean and fair and abide by our rules. And there's also plenty of content out there from Kim is jumping into the pits. Boss follows him, so Kim's going to keep his first place. Jason and Nightmare battling through these last few corners. See great driving from these guys, no contact. You see Nightmare bouncing off the wall there. Clean, quick driving, up close, no dramas, exactly what we want to see in these races. So there's plenty of content out there as well from the other content creators, the other highlight video creators. We have myself, CP Racing, you've got Rice Racing, AGT Racer, Fluxster, Muller_CJ. They're all running the highlights. And you also have a few live streamers. Kumaru75. We have Jammy D. There's Midlife Racing. But to name a few, there's always people putting our races out there. So get online, get on YouTube, give them a like, share, subscribe. There's plenty of great racing on those guys' channels. As we just jump back to this race, Nightmare has got ahead of Jason. Excuse me. He's now pressure terminal, but Jason is not too far away. He's staying with him. They pulled away from the two non-plus ultra guys behind. Oh, great move from Jason there, just sliding up the inside of Nightmare, but Nightmare's going to have the inside for the next left-hander. Jason just carries enough speed around the outside to keep in place. Terminal is trying to make a run for it now. He sees a little gap created by these two battling. He just had enough speed down the straight to hold them off. And so Jason just runs a little bit wide and catches the ball. That's going to give Nightmare the run past, down the straight into the inside. Jason just lost the momentum coming out of the last corner. But all this is music to Terminal's rear view mirror. As he sees these guys battling, he's being able to stretch out a little bit of a gap from them. Hopefully he can keep running away. But Nightmare now is trying to pressure Terminal and forget about Jason. Jason won't make it that easy for him. See, Jason is going on a personal best lap so far. See him come streaming over the bridge. JC's put a bit of a gap to his teammate as well. Rocker up into 8th, and he's a massive gap between him and Grim in 7th. But a good recovery drive from Rocker after his early incidents. Julio down in 9th, he's had a pretty steady, if unspectacular race. Jammy in 10th. Holding position while Big Shadow in 11th. Monroe is in 12th. He's staying ahead of Scary Guy, who is down in 13th. This man has just had the golden touch today, though. He's now 11 seconds ahead of Boss, heading into the final 10 minutes of this race. Can't really see him as he's weaving there, maybe trying to keep his concentration up. Can't really see him making a mistake now, but if he doesn't concentrate on that weaving, he could. Boss trying his hardest, but a great run from Boss nonetheless. He's in a solid second place. He's actually got 9 seconds behind him. He's actually caught Kim a little bit there on that lap as Jason in the background has jumped into the pits. Give Nightmare a little bit of breathing space. Jason's now onto the faster super softs. So you've got Terminal in 3rd with Nightmare right behind him. Great run from Nightmare. Maybe not got the pace today that he had last week, but he's holding steady in 4th. JC having a fantastic run as well. These non-plus ultra boys are really having a good start to the season. Jason out on the fresh rubber in 7th. Quite a gap back to Coolio as Rocker jumped into the pits. He's on fresh tyres now. These two really are in a class of their own today. Wow. Probably in a class of their own from each other, and then a class of their own from the field. Terminal's gapped Nightmare a bit now, so maybe Nightmare had a bit of a moment through the bridge section. He's definitely dropped back from Terminal. Terminal has handled the pressure thrown at him by the two boys so far. Great drive. He's going to pull in some fantastic points for teammate. That great copper looking livery. It was very nice, that livery for teammate. And Neon Knight's livery on Nightmare's car. Nobody likes because they keep winning. He's a solid drive in fourth. Non Plus Ultra and the WD-40 liveries. A great start to the season by both of them. As Nightmare's jumped into the pits, that's going to give Terminal even more of breathing space. Is it going to take fuel on, or is it just going to be tyres? As JC has passed, Grim is just maybe going to get him. Oh, that was tight, but Grim just sweeps across in front on the racing line in front of Nightmare. So Grim and JC have both jumped Nightmare. Jason is in hot pursuit just behind in seventh. That's been a great drive from this pack. All race battling from the start to the finish by the looks of it. But there's been no incidents from these guys in the front, even though it's been hard battling. Testament to these drivers and the racing skill and respect levels. Let's see, Nightmare just getting a little bit loose down through the section, S section. Allowed Grim just to break away slightly, but Jason is not giving Nightmare a second's piece. As he looks down the inside, coming off the bridge, and he is through. And he's up to second, but he needs to get on the back of Grim's slipstream as Nightmare's the inside line going onto the big straight. But Jason does have the slipstream from Grim. Nightmare doesn't. Nightmare's kind of hung out to dry on the outside. Now he will be getting the double slipstream. Jason pulls out to go past Grim. Nightmare has nowhere to go and no dramas through there for the three of them. Great move by Jason, but Grim isn't going to let him have it easy. He's got the inside line, which is now going to be the outside for the next corner. Maybe just lost a bit of momentum with that line as he dropped back from Jason, and now Nightmare is crawling all over the back of Grim's Aston Martin. Nightmare there. Just got the run slightly on Grim, but he hasn't pulled too far ahead. Will he take a dive into turn one? Grim leaves him the space. Great respectful driving there. Both left room for each other and round they go, but Nightmare picks up a second penalty for his trouble. Cut that green paint a little bit too much maybe. So Nightmare up into sixth. JC with a strong drive in fourth. He is slowly closing on Goat. Goat does have a tyre advantage over JC, so we'll see if he can just hold on to that third place. But this man is going to have something to say about those positions. All three of them actually, probably if they can stop fighting amongst themselves for a second and catch up to JC. And now coming down to the straight, you have Jason is in the vulnerable position. Nightmare's going to have the slipstream from him, and Grim is going to have the slipstream from both, but he's dropped off slightly. He's not going to have the strongest effect from back there, so Grim's actually losing out here now as these two guys pull away. Well, we'll take a run through the field as we're in the last 3 minutes of the race. We've got Kamaru in first. He now has an 11-second lead over Boss. Boss in second, who has a 13-second gap over Terminal in third. We have JC in fourth. Jason in fifth. Nightmare in sixth. And Grim in seventh. So those positions probably won't stay the same for the rest of the race. These three have been battling all race long. We have Rocker in eighth. Julio in ninth. Jammy D in 10th. Big Shadow in 11th. Monroe in 12th, and Scary Guy in 13th. And we have lost myself and Jules out of the race. Jump back with his pack and see how they're getting on. Jason's actually pulled a little bit away from Nightmare. Nightmare just struggling out through the S's. They're really dropping. Grim now, he's falling back. He's very critical on fuel. He might have to just go in for a splash and dash. Oh, he has turned the wick right down on that car by the looks of it. It's in massive fuel save mode right now. He's still ramming it quite far. He's not short shifting, but by the looks of the acceleration, there's not much power going on there. Jason and Nightmare should be fine till the end of the race. They can just stay at full tilt and chase after the guys in front. Terminal's getting a bit low on fuel. Jason is okay. JC, sorry, is okay. Jason catching JC now. Could have a grandstand finish between them. Rocker also low on fuel. And Julio. Jammy has more than enough fuel for these last 30 seconds. Big Shadow's okay. Everybody else is okay on fuel. Camaro also with plenty of fuel. Boss is quite low. So we're entering into the final lap. JC is low on fuel now. JC just doing it all wrong into the first turn. Oh, and I think that is just a racing incident. We'll take a look at that. Jump on board with Nightmare. Gonna have to jump on board with JC because something actually happened just before this. Really weird. See JC has lost it. He just loses the back end and comes across and collects Nightmare. We'll jump on board with JC and see what happened down that start finish straight. We're on board with JC coming through the final corner. Yeah, everything looks okay so far. Oh, does JC think the race is finished? I think that's what's happened there. JC thought that was the final lap, but he still had about 7 seconds to go. An absolute nightmare for JC. Just now lost his concentration and he's caught Nightmare. That is a disaster for JC. Let's we'll jump back into the race now, and Grim is going to finish in 7th. He's probably not going to make it across the line as he's coming down. He doesn't want to, he hasn't got the fuel, so he slows down. Make sure he finishes the race now. So Grim is finishing in 7th. Rocker is finishing in 8th. Julio in 9th. Jammy in 10th. Big Shadow's going to come home in 11th. Monroe in 12th. And Scary Guy, who's now been lapped by Camaro, is going to come home in 13th. Camaro is still in a very good command of this race. It's probably his worst corner of the lap right there as I said that. He's going to stroll home for victory in round 2. Boss is gonna take a comfortable 2nd. Terminal now in 3rd and looking very safe. Jason is just maybe a bit too far back, but a great run from Jason up into 4th. He's got a big gap now, sorry, over Nightmare and JC, who just had that unfortunate incident there on the start finish straight. JC just thought he had finished the race. We'll jump with Camaro as he comes round the last corner. So he is going to take victory in round 2 for Team Firestorm. We'll see, they will be loving that fact as they chase down to try and get higher up to position they took in Season 2. Boss coming home in an amazing second for Team Pegasus. Great run from Boss as well. Very strong through this session. Goat in his second race is coming home in a fantastic third for the teammate. Jason continuing his form as of late. He's coming home in fourth. We're going to see a handbrake. No, he let us down with a handbrake there. Nightmare coming home in fifth. Just had a strong race, bit difficult, but he's made it through. And JC is going to come home in sixth. This time it is the end of the race, buddy. So that's all for round 2. Join us next week for round 3 of the DRFS.